I have never played GemCraft Chapter 1 or any GemCraft game before. I have no idea what to expect, so let's check it out. Wizard of the East. Somewhere at the mountains, for an unknown cause, he summoned hordes of monsters to slaughter the inhabitants and wreak corruption on this once prosperous land. Being wizard yourself, you're one of the few who can put an end to the threatening ways of corruption. Good luck on your journey. Okay. Scroll the map, move the mouse to the edge of the screen. See your quick stats in the panel at the bottom left. Navigate to your skills. Buttons at the top. Let's see. Stats. Okay, that's for the entire playthrough. Amulets. Presumably don't start with any. Okay, yeah, so this must have been, Retro is saying that there's some that are tied to specific sites, but the API doesn't work. Hey, thanks, Isla. How are you doing? Hi, Retro, how's it going?
You're super awesome. Thanks. Appreciate that.
Thanks again, Isla. Alright, let's go ahead and start. 8 waves. Glowing frame score, 790,000. Available gems, splash, steal mana, reduce armor. To fight monsters, you have to create gems and place them in the towers. Click on the Create Gem spell button. Click on an inventory slot. Clicking on lower slots gives a lower grade but cheaper gem. Place gems into towers. Towers with gems in them can shoot at monsters. Like, did I change it recently? It's the same it has been, Isaac. Gem in your inventory, click on a tower on the scene. Okay. So they'll have a damage range. Gem bomb. Throw a gem at the enemy. Causes the gem to explode, causing mass splash damage. Great gem. Gems can be stored in towers of fire at the monsters can be thrown directly at them. So this is like a tower defense game. Gems of higher grades are more powerful. Graded mana cost depends on which row you place it in. Ha. Oh, I need to be doing stuff right now. Okay. It is tower defense. Got it. Build water trench. Let's see. Combine gems. What's that, Six Gun? Live, like I'm waiting for things are happening. Hey, Kubo, how's it going? Oh, okay. I understand. Yes, they're all heavily edited by me. Yeah. I do the work for it. I was just confused, like, has it changed recently? Okay. So sometimes I get the ability to build new towers. I'm just generating mana all the time, I guess. Oh, so maybe we don't want those there. We want them slowed down while they're being attacked. Raises the mana limit to 120% of the current limit and increases the mana score by 8%. Okay. Oh, I'm seeing the mana cost here. Okay. So the cheapest gems are like 30 mana. No, I don't think I've ever played a tower defense game. I didn't know this was a tower defense game until I started playing it, so I didn't know that the clock was already moving. It is Friday. Gotta get down on Friday. Try to hold out till I get to 213. So part of this game is like, or part of the genre is playing the game of, do I get a cheap upgrade now or do I wait for a better upgrade, even though waiting might get me in trouble because of groups of enemies coming at me. I also get over killing enemies. I need a tower to be able to place a gem anyway, so. Can I combine gems that are already on the board? Different colored gems have different... This gives extra mana gain. This one reduces enemy armor level. Red is bad, or does it just have a higher damage range? Maybe it's a higher damage range. I can move them off of the board into storage to be able to combine. It's fast. Firing speed. Oh, this purple one's +6, and this red one's +3. It has a big splash radius, though. Maybe that's the difference. You have to pay attention, but you also can be doing something every 10 seconds or so, which is pretty nice for this kind of game. Right on. Gotta get it. Interesting decisions under pressure, but not twitchy pressure. That's a good way to put it. So, how do I earn skill points? Poison, triple damage, chain hit. Oh, glowing frame is beating it with a really high score. How can the score be different? If, like, does killing an enemy sooner award you more score? Let's try this one. Increase game speed to 3x, press the button at the bottom or top left corner. Do the entire game flow. Something more rewarding but more risky way to speed the flow of the monsters up. Press the topmost wave stone, sends the next wave instantly, plus it gives you extra score. Oh, okay, that makes sense. Bigger score means a longer level. Well, I get that, the different scores between levels, but I was just wondering, like, how could I have improved my score from the previous stage by a factor of 8? Upgrading my mana more, I guess. Find gems with powerful ones. Oh, this one I start with no gems. Gotcha. Can I know from where the enemies are going to start coming? Can run these ruins here. Makes sense. Why does upgrading the mana pool increase score? Is there like a downside to making that choice? Is that making it harder for me in any way? Not having the mana right now. Let's see. Okay, gotcha. And then where's, if I wanted to try the faster but more punishing difficulty, where's the button for that, or is that not available yet? Oh, clicking these stones pulls them forward. Gotcha. That's fast forward. That doesn't affect the score. That's just to increase the pace, right? I see. Makes sense. Gotcha. Okay. I see how that can be difficult. So that's the main way to increase your score, is to get the waves to trigger sooner, right? Oh, towers and moats are more expensive with each upgrade. That's interesting. Makes sense. Can I freely move these gems around? Like, can I have some in storage that I don't move until the enemies get close enough for it to be a problem? Okay. That makes sense. So, like, if I've got gems that are sitting over here not killing monsters, I can be trying to do stuff with them. They have to cool down before they can start to fire. I see. It looks like there's several games in the genre. It seems like there's no reason to wait when there are no active waves. I see. There's the brief cooldown you were talking about. Ah. This guy is particularly nasty, and he's got a lot of hit points. Very tanky. There's multiple levels, it looks like. I'm gonna die with this guy. I guess he's poisoned. Gotcha. Okay, I get it. It's cool. I see how I could be playing better too, which is nice. Build at least 3 towers in one battle. Kill at least 30 monsters in a row. You have reached a higher level. Every level reached, you gain 4 skill points you can spend on various magic skills. Skills are unlocked as you get to higher levels. Or with 1 skill to spend on, but you can freely redistribute your points later on. Okay. More initial and maximum mana. Well, I could put multiple points into that, you see. Which is the only choice that I can make right now, since I don't have these other ones. Sure. I have some sense of what I should be doing differently already, so. Column matter here. Yeah. I didn't think it really mattered in the previous level. Now that I see there's the big ones that can be slow to kill, it makes more sense. So these don't overlap at all. Gotcha. I've never played Plants vs. Zombies. I've heard it's very good, though. Now, does it give me a random gem whenever I create one? Oh, wait. Let me see. Combine is a separate skill that I don't have yet. Dual time blue. Dual gem modifiers. Ah, I see. I was wondering what the whole pure gem modifier thing was earlier. Gotcha. But I can't preview the tower. I can't move towers after building them, and I can't preview the tower range when I build it, right? It doesn't show me that little circle. I think the circle is based on the gem that you put in it, right? That just gets it one level up, gotcha. Sure, that was a default tower, though. So basically you wanted to be at the corners of the road. Try to imagine the number of road squares that it possibly covers. Yeah, I got that, Mega Man. So if I place a tower right here, that would be somewhat wasted because enemies can't spawn on this side of the building. But if I put it like here, then the circle will extend to the very first tile and as far to the right as possible. I have to get a feel for the radius, though. I don't have one. I think that's about as good as I could have gotten. If I had gone left, that would have been a waste. If I had gone right, I would be missing part of the beginning of the road there. So that will help me. It extends about 2 tiles in every direction. But that's based on this thing that has a range bonus, so it's not necessarily always true. So range plus 4 is radius is the range bonus divided by 2 in terms of tiles. Okay. So maybe the total range is the diameter. That would make sense. Maybe getting the corner right before the end though. Once sort the right coverage would be about the same. Military penguins. I heard of that one. Sounds cool. Now, some of the locations it won't let me build, I don't understand. Like, why can't I build here? Seems like that should be beneficial. Or like in this corner here. Is because it's too obvious of a choice? Oh, there's a tree there. Let's see. Cursed treasure. So most of your mana is from killing. You don't really earn a significant amount of mana per second. Is the cost to combine 2 low-level gems comparable to the cost to craft a single upgraded gem? Or is it cheaper to craft the bigger gem first? Okay. So you may as well craft as many little ones at first as possible. Gotcha. I do like this. This is an elegant way for you to set the difficulty to what feels good for you. Instead of having the early levels just feel really easy. What's generally the benefit of a pure gem? Gem bomb destroys the gems. This is like I have an emergency. It's like the end of the mission and I can sacrifice some of my gems to kill enemies that are outside of the range of my starting towers. Is that right? Getting low level gems will waste 3/4 of them. If you're going for pure gems, it's easier to wait until your mana's high, is what you're saying? If that's specifically what you want. Okay. Okay, and the amount this is filled is my score as a function of the glowing frame score. Okay. So this one I was the most aggressive in speeding up. That one I was trying to understand tower placement, so I'll try to speed this one up more. Steel mana, reduce armor. Orange is steel mana. Reduced armor is like a debuff every time it hits. Gem bomb. Sacrifice any of your gems, making an explosion at the target area, causing mass damage. Sure. Mana gain per hit. On board. Okay, so the mana gain per hit gem makes it a little bit easier without having to kill everything, because each swing is giving you mana instead of just waiting for them to die. Oh right, I gotta remember to trigger that every time. Now, I'm just rolling whenever I make a cheap gem, so if I want to get a really high level orange gem, I'm taking a risk by letting my mana fill really high, and I can kind of mitigate that risk by crafting a bunch of smaller gems and combining them later. I guess it depends on what the possibilities are. It's a bigger risk, I think, to... it's a bigger risk to go for a specific gem by crafting small ones when there's like 4 or 5 to choose from. Hey, Nodovan, how's it going? I don't want any of those. Sorry, I'll combine them in a second. Now, does the armor reduction, does that apply for the entire level? So, like, if an enemy gets some armor reduction here, does that make them take more damage from gems further down the path? That's a lot of dudes. Should put one out there. Okay. So then there's some strategy about putting your armor reduction gems earlier. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Nodovan. Is everything okay? God, so sad. I keep getting orange gems, I swear to God. So it's like half the effect of the normal color, I guess. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Nodovan. It's a bummer. I've been there. Hope things improve. It's a little bit less than half the effect. I really like the mana gem. I think that's my favorite one so far. I think that has comparable coverage, doesn't it? Let's see. Let's have to put a gem in there to find out. Do they add any like quality of life features to the later entries? Like, it would be cool to hover over it and have it tell me, here's the total number of road tiles that are covered by this. Unless if there are enemies in the future that ignore the road or can move through the grass and things like that, you know. Do you get extra? Do the mana reward for killing enemies scale based on the health of the enemy, or is it just kind of flat? It's interesting. It seems like that's a bit of design space you'd want to explore. Hey, thanks, Serp. Oh, why didn't that trigger something? It's okay. Weird. Trigger. Hi, Ben.
So,
there it goes.
so, hi, so, so, so,
Yeah,
hi,
a
so,
second.
so, hi, so, so, hi, so, hi, so, hi,
Does she assume that I just ate her cheese?
You're super
Why
awesome.
would she even think that?
Thanks. Appreciate that.
Hi, Ben. You're lucky this is a mouse-only game. He's like nuzzled himself in my left arm. You have 30 minutes. I'm gonna need my left hand for Quantum Break. Although a good chunk of Quantum Break is gonna be the movie, I think, or the TV show episode. So maybe it'll work out for you. We'll see. Let's see. Try and combine these just to see what happens. Hey, look at that. Now, I have to combine 2 gems of the same grade, right? I can't combine a diamond gem with a level 1 gem. I love you too, Ben. It's very cute. Took a shower about 40 minutes before stream, so he has to get the shampoo. Get his Ben smell back on me, apparently. What happens if I combine 2 gems of different grade? Oh, super fast one. I haven't seen that before. They must be trying to teach me about using this. Gotcha. Trixie. Trixie. I love you too, man. You're very cute. Sweet. I thought combining was, is combining of a fixed cost? I was asking earlier whether combining was the same cost as building 2 gems of equal level or waiting for the gem thing to go up. So combining costs more? Okay. Triple damage, splash, slow, and steal mana. Love you too, Ben. Swap gems between towers to quickly move a gem from one tower to another, placing your strongest gems where they can perform the best. Drag the gem to another tower. This moves the gem or changes the gem from the target. It's awful. Sir, how dare you. It's cool, I'm enjoying it so far. I don't have a lot of experience with the tower defense genre, so I'm learning. I would be overreaching. Those are the early stages, automatically plant the earliest towers and the hairpins anyway. Hey, orange gems. First of all, how dare you? Second of all, what gives you the faith? Gotta make sure I get to bed early tonight, get full night's sleep for the 24-hour stream tomorrow. Got all the games are tested, should be working. I have to double check Golf Story before I go to bed tonight, since that's on the Switch. It is at twitch.tv/Marstead/events, but I'll pull it up real quick. Sorry, Ben. Sorry. 9 a.m. Pacific to 9 a.m. Pacific, Getting Over It, Spelunky, Super Meat Boy, Bloodstain, The Messenger, Journey, Don't Starve, Crosscode, Dungeons of Dreadmore, Blossom Tales, SteamWorld Dig 2, Golf Story, and Donut County. Blame not of it. You know it. Yellow is a chance for triple damage, and the chance of triple damage goes up if I combine them, I assume. It's interesting. Okay. You're very furry, Ben. Cannot be denied. Okay, cutting a little bit close right now. Now, if I throw a mana on hit gem, does throwing gems just do a fixed amount of damage based on the grade of the gem, or is it do different things based on the element? Like if I throw a mana gem, will it give me the mana steal effect? Slow would be nice if I can get one early on. Check that. Hey, Ben. It's so soft. Now the problem is that if I'm trying to use the orange gem to get as much mana as possible, I can't do that if the blue gem is using all its bullets, slowing them down. Okay. Let's try the yellow gem out. 7% chance of triple damage. Try doubling it up and see what happens. Oh, no worries. I mean, I thought maybe you knew. I've never played before, so I don't know. It's just a question that occurred to me. Red is firing speed increase. Oh, there's a tower defense in Warcraft 3. Was that like a mod or something? Oh, red is splash. Gotcha. Makes sense. I think that's what I looked up before. Blizzard did a few. What was the origin of tower defense? Did it start as a mod for a different game? MOBAs are essentially modified tower defense, right? Multiplayer tower defense. I was wondering if that was the origin. Like, I don't know what the evolution rate was. Did Defense of the Ancients happen before tower defense mods, or did tower defense mods happen first and someone decided to make the towers fixed? You know? Okay, we ended up being alright in that corner there. I was a little bit worried though. I guess the automated tower thing was something that existed in Warcraft 3 regardless. Maybe led to the development of both genres independently. Just this idea of there's a fixed feature on the map that does damage to anything that's close to it, and there's a couple of genres of games that flow naturally from that idea. Cool. Six towers. Now, these little point upgrades, are these the same? Every single battle will give me a bonus if I build 6 towers, or are they level specific? Yes, Ben, can I help you? Replay any battle for a higher score, raise your total score, which helps you level up. Oh, that's cool. So there's a theoretical limit to your total score, which affects your theoretical limit to your total level. Just didn't scroll the map that far. Defense structures have been in RTS for a long time. Like structures that just deal damage to anything nearby without needing micro by the player and are immobile. I guess that makes sense. It seems like that's an interesting evolution path to understand. Increase your mana income score multiplier and maximum mana with a mana pool spell. It's an expensive spell, returns its cost in longer battles. Ah. Sure. Up there. Man, God. He's like digging his claws into my neck so he can rub his face on my hair. Gotta calm down there, buddy. I spent all the skill points that I've earned. I've only earned 4 so far. I got 1 level up, and only 1. When I get the next one, I intend to spend the rest of them. Did the game pop up and say, hey, you leveled up after the stage ended and I missed it? Or does it say that? It took me like 3 or 4 levels to get my first level up. Oh, okay. I'll check it after this fight. So I just have to check the skills screen after each combat to see if I leveled up or not. See if I gain skill points. Oh, it does that to mean you have unspent skill points? Okay, thank you. Yeah, I didn't know that I had more, because the last time I got it, it popped up and told me. I would very much like to spend skill points if I know I have them. Now, increasing your maximum mana doesn't increase your mana generation rate, though, does it? I assume it doesn't. it just lets me sit on mana for longer before I spend it. But it said it pays for itself in longer battles, and I'm like, well, if it doesn't give you extra mana generation, I guess maybe it increases it to a point where you can actually afford to get the most powerful gems. Kill multiplier, that makes sense. Yeah. But the mana increase is less important than the score increase, it feels like. It covers a decent amount of road. Their enemies aren't getting to that distance yet, but they will soon. Now, do these little panels that show me the waves, do they give me any information about what's going to be in the wave? Like, is there a design for high health boss, for example? Okay. So I can try to prepare whether I'm going to cancel a wave or not based on that. These dark ones, 2 boss monsters. If I hover over it, it specifically tells me. That's cool. Sweet. Save this red one. So if I made a red-orange gem, then it would hit one creature and then splash and drain mana, or I guess generate mana from all the creatures that it splashes to. That makes sense. In terms of number of shots you're firing versus the damage per shot. Special effect only affects the primary target. Okay, so if I made a slow splash gem, it's not going to slow everything that it splashes to. I see. You want to start taking those mana upgrades sooner because they give you more score for each kill. So it doesn't count for... I thought it was a score multiplier for the fight, but it's a score multiplier for future kills after the upgrade is taken, right? There's a lot of little guys. Splash ones are nice here. Oh shit. Now do I have a limited number of monsters that can make it before I die? think I should use a controller for that, huh? And I have to click and drag it. Gotcha. If you don't have mana, you die. Okay. Do I take a score penalty if they make it, or just the score that I didn't earn from killing them, I assume? Okay, I have to bring it out of storage to combine. Gotcha. Can do. Should put my strongest ones at the front, I can move them later. They cycle, give a minimum score when killed. Oh, I see. Interesting. These fast ones, maybe? Shit. 3 is the butt. They come back through the entrance. I see what just happened. Okay. Now, are they harming my maximum mana when they make it, or are they my current mana? Shit. Just current, okay. Alright, so the gameplay can get a little bit more active once there's a lot of waves. Okay. I think I get it. That's cool. Thrown at least 15 gem bombs, built at least 3 towers, crafted at least 25 gems, killed at least 30 monsters in a row. Gotcha. And it doesn't track how many monsters I let get to the end, I guess. But the penalty for that from a score perspective is not killing them faster to get more points. More mana gain per kill. More mana replenished per second. Oh yeah, that's significant, isn't it? Oops. To reset. Okay. Okay. Let's try the next one. Water trench. Yes, got it. Light blue. Shock for 1 second, like freezes them in place, I assume. Orange at the start. I see. Could fill it up with shitty gems, but I might not want that. Yeah, see that. So it gives me some kind of time benefit in terms of mana per second when I fast forward, when I click on a wave to accelerate the rate at which it spawns, it looks like. Although the base mana generation increase skill point that I took doesn't seem like it's that effective. Passes the time that would have passed if you waited. Yeah. That makes sense. Hey, there we go. This is fun. I enjoy this. Thanks for sharing this. This is a game that would have crossed my desk otherwise. Oh, 6 is combined. Okay. Set another wave trigger. Coming up on a boss wave soonish. Yellow's chance for triple damage. Let's trigger it. Fast forward a little bit just for make sure we wrap here in the next 2 minutes. Here. I'm gonna be able to, I think it's 28 waves, they said. Yeah. And it's just because I'm getting more mana because I'm killing enemies more quickly now or something? Earned it. I'm gonna go ahead and die here. Since we're at time. The gem bomb hits everything in the radius when you throw it. Ah, okay. See what happens. Cool. Got it. Yeah, it's a cool game. Thank you for sharing, Retro. Feel free to keep it on your sublog if you like. I'll make sure I save my game here. That's sick. Yeah, I just figured it fast forward since time was up. If I was going to put it in a tower, I wasn't going to survive for several seconds. All right, I'll be back in a few minutes with the next game we're playing today, which is Quantum Break, and it's really likely we'll get to the next TV episode. I'll be back in a little